Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show, and this ain't a podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in this Tuesday like you guys do every Tuesday. We have a special show in store for you guys. It is Black History Month, and we're talking Black love. But before we get started, make sure you guys drop in the comment section something you're grateful for. We can't start off an episode without asking what are you grateful for. So I'll kick off. I am grateful today for... What am I grateful for today? Let's see. Here we go. Let me see. I am grateful. I don't know what I'm grateful for today. I think I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful that I still have everything I have. You know, it could always be a lot worse. And I think I'm just grateful to still be standing and to know that, you know, I'm just grateful to still be here as I am, whole, and knowing that it could be worse, but it's not. I'm just grateful to know that I'm grateful to know that it don't rain always, and if I feel like I've hit rock bottom, that's a good thing because I can only go up from here. So yeah, that's what I'm grateful for. So like I told you guys before, Black love is Black history, and that's what we are celebrating this February, you guys. So let's see. Let me see here. Give me one moment, you guys. I'm putting this in a thing. Black love is Black history. So let's get that in there. Perfect. And you know, as you guys join this live, make sure you share this live with 3 friends you think would love the conversation. Always super grateful when people share with people, right? Okay. Right. So we are jumping right into it. I told you guys this February we are celebrating Black love, okay? And today we are celebrating Black love in politics and sports. I'm super excited to talk about this today because I think this is a great way to discuss Black history. I think a lot of times, oftentimes, not most of the time, we get so caught up in all the trauma that Black history has to bring. But I feel like I didn't want to do that this year. I wanted to be a little bit lighter. I know I always deal with a lot of heavy topics, and I really wanted to talk about how necessary, how important it is to see people in love that look like us. And we are going to celebrate this all month. And so we are going to kick it off with none other than our favorite auntie and uncle, y'all. We are kicking it off with Barack and Michelle. I am super excited to talk about this Black love. This is Black love in politics. Not only are they a beautiful looking couple, they are the first Black president and Black first lady of the United States of America. You guys, we got to give it up to them because it was so, like, you know, when everybody saw Barack get elected, it was like, even if you couldn't vote, because I don't think I voted the first time. I think I did vote. Maybe I did. I think I did vote. Maybe I didn't vote the first time. I think I voted the second time. I don't know. But either way it go, when we saw Barack get elected, it was iconic. It was the first ever. It meant so much to see a Black woman that looked like me. It meant so much to see a Black man that looked like my brothers, like my father, my uncles. It was so important to Black people. It was important to the world that a Black man was appointed the president of the United States of America, considering the history that America has with Black people, right? But we're not going to go into all his political career and her political career, because let me not diminish Miss Michelle, okay? These are, I believe, the most educated president and first lady of the United States ever. I think they went to Harvard and Yale. Ain't nobody fucking with them. Outside of that, their Black love is iconic, not only for their fashion, it is iconic for the things that how they express their love. It was very classy, it was very regal, but Barack and Michelle just brought that familiarity of love. If it wasn't throwing Black events, it was the music that they brought with them. It was the culture that they brought with them of Black love. you know, very graceful. You know, I don't know if maybe that's training that they get or whatever, but they handled the way that the world was treating them so terribly, but they handled it with such grace, with such culture, because there were a couple times Barack dropped the mic. You know, there were so many times that, you know, we saw them just love on one another. If it's not the random, the hands, if it's not the random kisses on the hand, the random kisses on the forehead, just the random gentlemanness. That's the one thing that I can say about Barack. That man was the epitome of a gentleman. We see him oftentimes switch sides with Michelle when they're walking, or it's the holding the doors for, or it's just being the general courtesy, like just general courtesy, just giving general courtesy to her. And it was just like, it's like black men do this, you know, black men do act like this. This is possible. You know, black men uplift their women. You know, the media wants to say, don't love their women. Black men uplift their women. They care for their women. They're gentle with their women, you know. And we saw Barack love on Michelle time and time for years, okay? Love on Michelle publicly and just wholesomely, you know. You know, it's really hard to not acknowledge just like the way that they love on one another. Is the way, you know, I've seen you've seen a few of their appearances in the public and on TV, and I can't remember what it is. They were just dancing to some old school music and just loving one another. Their love never looked fake. You know, I feel like a lot of times you can tell when people have bad chemistry, but you can't fake Michelle and Barack's chemistry. That's not fakeable. You know, I ain't kissing your hand if I don't like you. But the way Barack kisses her, the way they look, that's a big thing. The way they look at each other, it's like they're kids all over again. You know what I'm saying? The love they have for one another, when they share their individual moments, the other doesn't come and impede on it. You know what I'm saying? There was never a moment, and I think a lot of it. Mama, one moment. She cold. Mommy's working. Mama, okay, mommy's working. You have to go out. You have to get out. Mommy's working. Okay, I'll come in one moment. Go ahead. You have to get out. I'm working. Okay, thank you. Can you close the door? Bye. So sorry there, guys. But the way that they looked at one another and the chemistry that they have, you can't fake it. I can't remember what I was watching, but there was a moment, it was just about Michelle. And I love that they tried not to impede on one another's moment. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's the president, the first president of the United States, former president, but you know, it's just the way that they respect one another's boundaries and not impede on that and not try to overshadow each other or overstep each other. It's amazing. And their love, you can see their love in the way they raise their kids. You know what I'm saying? You can see their love for one another in the way they carry themselves and the way they know one another. You know, you see interviews with them and they're talking and they just laugh and they're just so giddy with each other like they're kids again. And it's like they just respect one another. I think that's the one thing that I like about them. They are equally as powerful in their own rights, you know, and they don't come off as egotistical one another. You know, I'm sure there's a competition because, like, you know, I want to do good, but they never come off as, and just so we clear, I'm talking about Michelle and Barack Obama. I'm going to pull their picture back up here really, really quick. They come off as loving, and they never come off as egotistical one another. You know, they come off as they're warm, they're loving, they're respectful. They know who each other are in their own rights. And that's super important. I think a lot of times in love, you deal with people who can't see their mate grow. It's really hard. They feel left behind. I know I don't know if you guys even watch The Shy, but if you remember Papa and his girlfriend, Papa's girlfriend was growing and becoming a rapper, and he kind of like felt like he was a little person, like he didn't matter because he was going on the back burner. But you know, that never seemed to be the case with Barack and Michelle. When Michelle went off and wrote her book, because her book is amazing, right? And she even has like a documentary, I think, about it is Becoming Michelle or Becoming on Netflix. Like, you can just tell that there was no conflict, no tension there, because Michelle is doing her own thing and she's in her own right. They respected each other's lanes, they stayed in their lanes, and they were able to just uplift one another as they went on this journey. They seemed super supportive of one another and understanding of one another's trials and tribulations in their journey. Like, Barack is becoming president, so Michelle has to accept this role as the first lady. She's got to do a lot of shit she doesn't want to do, you know, and she's got to be able to support her husband in some of the hardest times, and he also has to be understanding of the role that she's walking into, and that they'll be judged collectively and separately on different, to different standards, but they just really seem to mesh really well, and it has not changed. They never, I'm sure they argue. I don't think anybody's perfect, but they just mesh well, and their chemistry is real, and that's why their black love is iconic. Their black love is iconic because they're the first black couple, or black woman and black man president and first lady of the United States of America. Super iconic. And then their chemistry just can't be faked. Like I'm telling you, they're always holding hands. They're always cracking jokes on one another. It's really just their public displays of affection are genuine, and you just can't duplicate that type of love. The doc was great as well. Yes, I watched her documentary, and I think we never saw Barack. You know what I'm saying? I think that was important because it was like, this is about her. Let her shine in her moment, and he didn't overstep that. He could easily say, no, I want to be in it, but that was about Michelle, and that was about Michelle's life, and I love that, I love that he didn't impede on that. Did you guys watch, or have you guys read Michelle Obama's book? I love her. Like, you could just tell sis just like, she's not one of them, okay? Have you guys read her book, or have you guys seen the documentary on Netflix? Ooh. Y'all, my mouth has been dry for so long. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all comment. No comments? All right. So, and thank you to everybody that's joining. Just to tell you guys again, in order to spread the good news and the good black love, make sure you guys hit that arrow in the lower right corner and share this live with 3 friends you think would love the conversation. I would super appreciate it. I'm super grateful for everybody that shares the videos after. Even if you tune in for a little bit, if you exit off and just click share, I'm greatly appreciative. That's just how people find out about things. You share things that go viral. So if you could please share this for me, I would greatly appreciate it. Especially if you support the show. I need to read her book and watch the documentary. I'm slacking. Man, yes. I've read like a little bit, had like a sample on audio, I think it was, and then I watched her show. I watched the documentary, which is really good. You guys definitely watch it. No, I haven't read, but I heard great things about it. Yeah, it's a great book. It's definitely a great book. Yes, it's definitely a great book. So we're going to move forward. I have not forgotten about our upper couples. There you go. Please go sit down. Okay, please go. What the? Come here. What are you eating? Oh my gosh, why would you eat that? What? Yo, is you for real? I am so sorry, you guys. Give me, these are the joys of working at home with a toddler. Are you shitting me, Kareem? Come on, babe. Like, what? Did you swallow it? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You swallowed it. Come here. Thank you for not biting me. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Listen, don't eat. I'm so sorry, you guys. Give me just one moment.
Sit go where?
No, Mommy can't sit on the couch.
What? Sit go?
No, go sit on it. Come here. Go sit on the couch. And when you're done drinking that water, put it on your desk, okay? Do not come in. Mommy's working. I am so sorry, you guys. My son ate tissue. And I know he ain't hungry. Moving forward, we are going to move forward with one of my favorite couples. We're moving to the sports industry. I wanted to discuss, I don't know what I just did, that weird ass head twitch. I wanted to discuss black love in all areas, in all industries. I feel like sometimes black love is so limited to places. And you guys are going to see throughout the month, we're discussing black love across the board, okay? But today we're talking romantic relationships in politics and sports, and here's my favorite sports couple, LeBron and Savannah James. Woo! I need to get like a little clapping thing so I can share them. And let me go ahead and get this off of here. Get you guys comments. Parenthood, you can't script this live. I swear to God, I promise you cannot script this shit, because that, man. Anyway, so we're talking Savannah and LeBron James, one of my favorite sports couples, right? I know a few sports couples, but I don't really like them like I like them, right? So Savannah and LeBron James. Okay, first off, LeBron James is easily one of the best players in the NBA to ever pick up the ball ever, right? We all agree this. But the leading lady that keeps LeBron together, that runs the household, that keeps the game online, Miss Savannah James, y'all, she got to get her own credit. So I've been mostly seeing people just say that Savannah is she's a great woman. She's not like she's not like the rest of these wives. She's not like the rest of these women on Instagram. You see, like, you notice her and you see her, but you don't really be seeing her, right? I saw somebody tell I would like to think that Savannah James is the type of woman that a lot of men would want, in the sense that she's not caught up in the hype. She's a mom. She's true to that. She doesn't seem bothered by what everybody else is doing, what else the trend is. You see her at the kids game, you see her at LeBron games, and she's always calm, cool, and collected, like this good woman. And that's what I was coming to. She is the queen on and off the court, never no issues in the media. That's the biggest thing. I think that a lot of times, not always, I feel like sometimes, a lot of times, women feel like they're not thought about or they're overlooked because their men are in the sports, but that doesn't seem to be the case with Savannah. We never see her name. We never see LeBron's name caught up in no mess either. Outside of people say he's a complainer, but we never see Savannah's name caught up in no drama, never in no mess on social media, and that is huge. That speaks tons to her character and her level of privacy in her life. We know that she's a great mom. We know that the boys love her, the fellas love her, in sense of her kids and LeBron. We see LeBron shout her out, and I just really want to say, I've seen sis dress. I'm going to pull this picture back up because I've seen sis dress and she ain't nothing to play with, okay? She is not one of them. Every time I've seen her dress, I've seen her courtside a couple times, and then I've been on her page, and she always looks like top notch, okay? Not only is she a great mom, she's a great teammate, and honestly, she a regular ass person, and we don't give regular. Right now I'm feeling like Lil Duval. She a regular ass woman, and she don't get enough credit for being a regular ass woman and not being caught up in the hype. And so, Savannah James, I want to shout out to you because you are probably still a regular mom, and you're just a regular woman, and you don't get enough credit because you ain't out here following trends and out in all this mess. Go sit down. Go sit down. And she is just a regular mom, a regular wife doing regular things. And shout out to Savannah. Their love, let me say that, because their love, LeBron and Savannah James, they give you like the everyday good, healthy love, Like, they don't give me over the top, dramatic, luxury, like for the hype type love. I think that LeBron deals with more criticism than the average person could even fathom. But I think that I think the way he handles that adversity has a lot to do with the woman that he has by his side. You know what I'm saying? Because he's always in he's always in the light, and the fact that Savannah doesn't allow that to make her feel like less than a woman, or like she needs to be in a spotlight too doing messy stuff, says a lot. I think the way that he handles adversity says a lot about how he handles stuff in his family life. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot to do with her. I think that she keeps the house a lot. She does a great job of allowing her man to come home and be able to not be LeBron James, just be daddy or be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to her for holding the fort down. I think that if any event, I'll never want anything to happen to them. But I think that if we ever really saw a really big difference in LeBron's game, or if you guys do, look at his wife, see what she's saying to him. She might have made him mad or something, but I think that a big part of who LeBron is and how he handles a lot of that adversity. I don't even know if I can say that right. And a lot of the way he handles conflict in the world, because of who he is, has a lot to do with the woman that's on his side. And I think that they're perfect teammates for one another. And shout out to them. Shout out to them. Shout out to Savannah for holding the fort down, being a regular woman, being a regular wife, doing regular ass shit, and sis a superstar her own right. And I love her. I'm just, I'm on her page, I'm like, oh God, I like her, So shout out to her. I'm a huge fan of them. I'm a huge fan of their relationship. I've seen her on, I think I was looking at something courtside of her in the game, and she was screaming at one of the kids, like trying to coach her for the sidelines. And I was like, look at sis, just being a regular mom, you never hear nothing about her. And it's so dope because it's just like everybody want to be in the media and they want to be seen. And it's like, you notice this and you see her, but you don't see her. And I think that's beautiful, you know. I wish I could remember the meme, hardly seen, always noticed, or always noticed, hardly seen. You know, like you notice her, but you don't really see her out like that. That's the perfect way to describe Savannah James. You see her out, like you notice her, but you don't really see her out. You know what I'm saying? I love that about her, and I love that for LeBron. She seems like a great sister, so shout out to her. Yeah, and so we're moving on to another lovely black sports couple, another one of my favorites, okay, because bingo, I love them, and everybody loves to hate them. We got none other than Russell and Ciara. We done went from Barack and Michelle to the NBA with LeBron and Savannah to the NFL with Russell and Ciara, okay? This is one of my favorite couples. Let me see what you guys say here. It's hard to hold it down for 20 plus years while Brian playing ball because he's not home as much and you can miss out on your kids. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? She could have easily let her frustration, because I'm sure there were plenty of nights she was frustrated and cried. She could have easily allowed her frustration with the life that she chose to make her go to social media and say stuff, right? But she never did. She never did. She held it down. She took care of it the way she's supposed to take care of it, the way that she best saw fit. And it was keeping out of the media. And kudos to her, you know. We don't know what that life is like, but shout out to her for always holding it down. And I want to say this. I want to shout out to her not for being a strong black woman, because I'm so fucking tired of that narrative of being a fuck that. I want to shout out to her for being a regular ass woman and holding it down however way she saw fit. Fuck all that being strong, because I'm sure there are plenty of days she broke on. Fuck being a strong ass black woman. Shout out to Savannah James for holding it down the best way that she saw fit and keeping her family life out of the media. You don't get enough credit, sis. Okay? And then moving forward, like I said, we're moving forward to LeBron. I'm talking about LeBron. To Russell and Ciara, one of my favorite sports couples, right? You know, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't really know much about Russell until Ciara got with him. But a lot of people knew who Ciara is who Ciara was. Most notably, she's dated Bow Wow. Then she moved on to Future, where she was engaged, and then that went south. And sis has never, looked back. And then she met the lovely, the handsome, the talented, the loving, the gentleman, the father, I believe, of her last two kids, Mr. Russell Wilson. These are probably one of my favorite sports couples, because I feel like they don't get enough credit for really black love. Like, there you go. Rarely seen, always noticed. There you go. Thank you for that, because I couldn't get that right for Savannah. Savannah James is rarely seen but always noticed, and that's what I love about sis. But Russell, when it came to Russell and Ciara, they don't get enough credit. I think that they deal with a lot of unnecessary scrutiny, but their black love is cultural and iconic in the sense that we saw a black woman, and you know, I'm gonna talk about this more. I want to do an episode about this. But we saw a black woman. First off, Ciara's roster of men that she's dated has always gotten better. Granted, Future was a very scary place, right? But she went from Bow Wow, which Bow Wow he's part of the culture. Like, we got to give him his props. She went to Future, who was probably like in his prime when he was dating her. And then she moved up to an amazing football player. Russell is talented as hell, okay? And he puts hard work in. So we've watched this woman go from here. She's leveled up every time she went. And not only did she level up, sis got her ring, she got her man, she got her kids, and she has an amazing life, a happy life. And here is Russell, a man that he could have shied away from Ciara because she dated such a high profile person, right? But he didn't. He stepped into the light, was the gentleman that he was. And this is what I love, that regardless of how black men and black women tried to portray him, he still remained a gentleman in the light. And I like to think he's a gentleman in the dark too. Yes. Okay, go sit on the couch. Mommy is working, baby. Sorry about that, guys. He remained a gentleman in a public light, under scrutiny. He's corny, he's this. And I said, you know what? Y'all, that's the problem. Y'all think if he ain't whooping on you, if he ain't cussing out you, aggressive with you, he corny. No. I say that some things he was a little corny. But I don't think there's anything wrong with corny, okay? I love them. I love them too, okay? I love them. Russell stepped into the limelight because that's granted. Ciara was like, I don't want to say hot to touch, but like she was like, it was a lot of stuff just surrounding her. But he stepped into it with such grace, you know. He never got nasty in the media, you know what I'm saying? Like he was never nasty in the media about things. He was always very respectful. He was always very loving, very gentleman. You know, he never shied away from being who he was. And I love that he allowed Ciara, not saying he allowed Ciara, but that he was accepting of his woman going out and talking about their love. That's what I love. Because sometimes you see people, they go through all this bad stuff, they get good stuff, and they don't say nothing. And it's like, damn, share that good love with us. And I love that he loves on Ciara the way he does publicly. We don't see it enough. And if we do, it's overlooked because we always want to highlight the bad shit. But I love their love because they love so publicly. Because they both stepped into different realms with one another and been able to just mesh so well. Their chemistry is real. It ain't fake. It ain't Instagrammed. It ain't Photoshop. Like, the way that man loves on her, like, it's just like, they're just a personal child. Not saying, you know, their relationship is perfect, but from what we see, it's just like, I want to love like that. You know, everybody wanted Ciara's prayer. Everybody wanted Ciara's prayer. You know what I'm saying? And it says a lot that she can go out and when she talks about how this man loves her, it's just like, it just makes your heart melt, okay? It just makes your heart melt the way they love on each other, how they accepted one another, how they walk with one another. And when I mean I mean through everything. You know, just their love is iconic and it's culture shifting because we watched a very up and coming star go become a single mom and then still get married, find a happy love and never look back. She could have easily became a single mom and still had a horrible ass track record and they'd be like, bitch, you like the rest of us, you know? But she didn't. Ciara got her a great man. She got married, and it's like there is a happy ending. There are great black men out here. And contrary to popular belief, you don't got to be aggressive with your woman. You can be loving, you can be corny. And even under public scrutiny, you don't have to change who you are. And Russell didn't do that. I'm not saying Russell game got better when he got Ciara because I don't know that man's stats. But I'm just saying I start seeing Russell name a little more often, all right? And it was always attached to some good shit in his career. So I ain't saying if you get you a good woman, your life gonna get better. I'm just saying it might get a little better, okay? That's all I'm saying. It might get a little better. But that's why that love is so important because we watched little Cece grow up and become a single mom. We saw her hit the turbulence, and then we saw her come out of that something so beautiful, and we saw her come out of that with a partner so supportive. You know, we saw her become a woman that tells the world about how good her man is. You know what I'm talking about? That brags about how great of a father he is. Because, you know, let me not just say that he's a good man. He's a great father. You know, he has a great character. Everybody, and it's not even if Ciara didn't. Everybody just speaks so highly of this man. You know, nobody speaks ill of Russell. So, regardless of Ciara, like, they just don't speak ill about Russell, you know? So, their love is true and is iconic for so many reasons. Under public scrutiny, they never shifted. You know, it's just nice to see, you know. It's just like, their love warms my heart. It just does. Somebody said my type has completely changed since becoming an adult. Yeah, has mine changed? Yeah. I've always kind of liked the same guys a little bit, but like my type is the guys that I kind of like, and then the guys I mostly like have shifted. So now I really, really like the guys I kind of like, and then I less likely like the guys I used to like. Give me corny for 500. I'll take corny. You know what? Because I think that's the problem sometimes. We're still focused on who's lit, and who's hype, and who's fun. It's like almost a lot of people's definition of those things are toxic and unhealthy. You know what I'm saying? Corny doesn't mean boring. You know what I'm saying? He could be corny. His jokes can be corny. Yes. What? Come here. What do you have in your mouth? Open. Put it on the floor, please. Drop it. Okay, go sit on the couch. Mommy's working. Okay, I'm working. I will be done in a moment. Close the door. Thank you. Please close the door. Thank you. Bye-bye, babe. So sorry, guys. I can't even remember. If you guys remember what I was saying, can you please drop down in the comment section. I completely lost my thought. Yeah, I'm sorry. Corny. Corny doesn't mean boring. You know what I'm saying? Corny, he can be corny. His jokes can be corny. He can do corny dances. It's like, oh my God, baby, it's cringy. But that doesn't mean that he's not spontaneous. That doesn't mean that he's not a gentleman, because nobody thinks a gentleman is boring. That doesn't mean that he's not fun, you know? And it's just like, it's just beautiful. It's just beautiful. You don't want, nobody wants I know Beyonce said nobody who wants a perfect love story. I don't know, I kind of do. I kind of want the fairy tale ending, you know? I want the good person. I ain't saying it's all gonna be all roses and peaches now. Ain't nobody saying that. But I want the good man, you know? I want a good man. And I'm willing to work harder to become a better woman to get that. You know what I'm saying? That's the case sometimes. So, yeah, I'll take Courtney for 500. Don't forget Ozzie Davis and Ruby D. They reminded me of my grandparents. You know what? Ozzie Davis and Ruby D. I think I know who you... I'm pretty sure I know who you're talking about. I just might have a different picture of a person in my head. But you know why I didn't say them? One was that I didn't want to go too old. It was really important that, just like with Black history, a lot of the pictures that we were seeing in our history books were black and white, and they could have very well been in color. Like, that shit made it seem like it was ancient. It's like, nah, nigga, it ain't that old. It's really your mama in them age. For real. So that's why I really didn't want to go back too far. I wanted to keep it very relevant. People that we know, people that we can relate to. So that's why I didn't go back too far. And quite frankly, when we always bring up our grandparents' relationship, that should be hella toxic and unfucking healthy, right? Yeah, and I wanted to really, I don't know if Ozzie Davis and Ruby D are dead, but, I just kind of wanted to keep it to people that might still be alive, relatable. They didn't grow up in our time, and we didn't grow up in there, so I definitely tried to keep it closer to our time. Your interests have changed, absolutely. For good reasons, You get older, should you have a kid, your interests, they shift dramatically, okay? They will fucking shift. But I think that the people that I picked today, Barack Obama, Lebron and Savannah, Ciara Russell, one thing that I can say after, just looking across all things with them is that their chemistry is not fake. That's not some shit you can fake. You can all, what I think? You can always, not saying it's always true, but sometimes you can tell people don't really like each other when you get you take like a picture and they're standing next to a person or something like that, and you just see them with their side eye. Or it's like always a mean or ugly face when they're looking at their mate, even when they're not the focus of the picture. But when you see, I did this on purpose because I feel like that. I feel like when I look at a lot of pictures of them when they're maybe standing in the background of their mate, and it's never, not saying that means anything, but it's always like a smirk or like an adoring look on their face of their mate. You know what I'm saying? When they look at each other, all of these couples I'm saying, they look at each other, there's always like this admiration, like you're my person. There's always a look of being proud, of being happy, of being grateful, being joyful to be with the person they're with. That's not fake. It's not Instagram. And that's real. That's real, and that matters. And these couples are changing Black culture and Black history in ways they don't understand. Obviously, Barack and Michelle, LeBron and Savannah, because like he said, she's rarely seen, always noticed, right? And then for Russell and Ciara, because we saw her become a single mother. We saw this man with no kids step into the limelight as stepdaddy. We saw them bring up the stepdaddy conversation. You know what I'm saying? So we saw them under a lot of scrutiny, unnecessary scrutiny. But we saw them become who they are and flourish through that, even through the rumors, We saw them really grow, and I'm really happy to say that I chose some great fucking couples today. And shout out to, you guys see Bree helped me do this, right? So shout out to Bree for helping me with this. So we chose some really great fucking couples, some relatable people, some loving, some proud Black fucking love this month. We picked some good ass Black love stories, right? We did. We really did. If he or she is corny, then that's the people. Then that's them. People be trying too hard to tell you who you should date. People always warn about why you should date. I be really, let me tell you something. I be really cautious when I go talk about people's relationships because I ain't got no nigga, right? So I be like, their relationship this, and I be like, well, let me shut the fuck up because I ain't got no man. That be me. That's why I feel like you got to be a little careful. I'm not saying you can't have an opinion, but you're absolutely right. People be trying to tell you who to date, And ain't nobody dating him. I mean, niggas want to date me, but I ain't dating nobody. But anyway, it's not here to there.
Mom, I wake up in my
You know what? I like Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. I do. But when I wanted to pick couples, I'm be honest. When I wanted to pick couples, I wanted to pick couples that I felt like didn't. And if they had some bad moments or something, I'm sure they did. They were behind closed doors and they did not hit the fan. I did not want couples with that we've seen with, you know, explosive, you know, very bad moments publicly. And Dwayne cheated on Gabrielle and had a baby. So that was not something that I wanted to highlight. And I don't even know why I said that, because I could have just said they had a really publicly bad moment I didn't want to talk about. Anyways, but it's there. So I really wanted to, you know, I really think it's important to just highlight healthy black love. And that is possible. Like, we ain't all struggling, y'all. Like, I just don't want that. I'm tired of seeing that narrative. And this month, we're celebrating healthy black love. And before I get on up out of here, I'll give you guys a heads up. Yes, definitely normalizing non-toxic relationships. Absolutely. We are celebrating not only just romantic black love, we are celebrating black love across the board. That means love, parental love. That means love with your children. That means love with your siblings, with your best friends, your brothers, your homegirls. We're celebrating black love across the board this whole month. So make sure you guys tune in every Tuesday at 7 p.m. because we'll be celebrating a different black love. Today is politics and sports. And then next week, disregard the flyers. I know the flyers will say something different, you guys. Next week, we'll be celebrating black love in TV and film. Yes, you're right. We said it. Okay? Yes, that's right. Next week, we're celebrating black love in TV and film. So I know you guys are like, what you mean black love? Who is your favorite black couple on TV? What's your favorite black rom-coms? Because I've been loving some good black love, some good black rom-coms. I love a romantic comedy, and I'm happy to see that more of the characters are black people. So we're celebrating black love, and are we gonna be talking about Gina and Martin, or we gonna be talking about the Cosbys? Y'all know motherfucking well I ain't talking about no Cosbys. Just let y'all know we ain't talking about them. We talking about Family Matters, Myra, Laura, Urkel. Who we talking about in these? So make sure you guys tune in next Tuesday, because that's what we're gonna be discussing. Black love and TV and film. I'm super excited. I got some great movies. I know you guys are gonna love these movies, okay? Y'all gonna love the movie I'm talking about, and y'all gonna love the couple I'm talking about, right? Because I got a couple from TV, and I got a couple from couple and some love on movies. So make sure you guys tune in next Tuesday, because you guys are really gonna love it. And before I leave, I gotta go out the same way I came in. I gotta give you guys something I'm grateful for. Make sure you guys drop it. Can I get one person drop in my comment section something they are grateful for? Let's see. Amazing show tonight. Loved it. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Can I get one person to drop something? Yes, black love on TV. Yes, I'm super excited to discuss black love on TV. Okay. Super, super excited. Can I get one person to drop in my comment section something you are grateful for? And I'm going to say tonight I am grateful for I got a paper cut, so tonight I am grateful for, what am I grateful for? I am grateful for tonight. I'm grateful. I always feel like my gratefuls are, not that they're corny, but I feel like sometimes I can do a better job if I thought a little bit harder. But tonight I'm just grateful to really be doing what I love. I'm really grateful to do the show. Sometimes it gets really frustrating. You guys can't imagine how frustrating it gets doing this. Even though it's something I love, it's extremely hard sometimes. But the one thing I can say is that if I'm ever frustrated about doing the show, all I have to do is work on one thing for the show, and it gets me back feeling like how I feel. Like, and that's why some people say you have to have discipline and not motivation, because motivation dies. Like, if I'm like stressed out about the show or anything, it's like, just work on one thing. If I'm like, I don't know what the polls, I don't know this, it's like, you know what, just work on something. Work on anything related to the show. And once I do that, I'm back in the mood. My wheels are turning. My head is going with ideas. And it's like, I'm back in the mood. Now I can do what I need to do. So I'm really grateful that I get to get on here and do what I love. That's what I'm really grateful for. Grateful for black men. Okay, you gotta love black men. Grateful for seeing the sunrise. Okay, because if you still got breath in your body, you still got a purpose. I love those two. So yeah, let me see something here, you guys. Let's see. Ulysses. Sorry about that. There we go. Okay. Super glad I got that. But yeah, that's all I got for tonight. Thank you guys for tuning in for tonight's episode. And as always, my name is Cherrell. I'm the host of Let's Talk the Show. You guys, this ain't a podcast. I'll see you next Tuesday to discuss Black love in TV and film. Yeah, that's it.